So one of the things I want to show you is what to do if you want to hollow something. So if I was building like an animal character for the side of my project, so I could start with a really big piece of clay, but eventually I'm going to need to hollow it. So I could roll out the shape that I want for the body. And then once I have it the shape that I want it, so for the shape of the body here, I would cut it in half. Because see how thick that is? That's thicker than my thumb. And then this is when it's nice to have the ribbon tool. So I can take this ribbon tool and carve around the inside. Now, one of the key things with the ribbon tool as you're removing clay, be careful that you don't carve all the way through. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Then I'm going to score the pieces back together. And then I'm going to take some slip, and I could press the two halves together. And like before, I'm blending from whichever side has more clay, because I don't want to be able to tell that these were two separate pieces of clay. And then I'm going to take my squeezed out sponge and make it all smooth. Now if I were to leave it like this, my project would explode. This piece of clay here would explode because right now we have trapped air inside there, so it needs to have a way for air to get out. So what I would do is I would take, place would be like down low on the back side. So I'm going to make a little character that could be the handle for my jar. I'm thinking this could be like inspired by a bear and a honey pot. So then I need to look at how much clay I need for the face of my character or the head of my character. I think that's a good size. I want this to have maybe a little bit more of a nose shape, so I'm just pinching the clay with my fingers. This is a good example of model. And then I want to give my little bear a face. Where I want the eyes to go. Remember, you can smooth if you need to. Okay, so now my bear has a head, and then I would roll out the arms and legs as coils. And again, I tend to go a little bit too long because then I can always make them shorter. So like this definitely feels a little long. And then I can work on placement. How do I want them to form? How do I want them to meet? And then I can decide where to attach these. So they could be sticking out, they could be to the side. I could put honey on both sides. And of course, score and slip. I could do that in a few spots. And then I could put this on here. I could have him on top, and this could be my little honey jar, or I could even think about having him attached to the side. So depending on how I want to position the arms, I could have him holding on to the honey pot. So if I had longer arms, something like this, I could have him holding on to the side and looking in with the legs coming down. So I could have him positioned more like that. So you could have all sorts of fun with this.